What you call love isn't love. It's a wound you never healed, and you've been calling it romance your whole life. You felt that, didn't you? And the most dangerous part is it feels intense. It feels real. It feels like you finally found something that matters. Like this time, it means something. But what you're feeling might not be love. It might be obsession, and you don't even realize you're trapped in it. Because obsession doesn't feel toxic in the beginning. It feels like clarity, like certainty, like everything suddenly makes sense, like you finally found your person. You think about them constantly, not just sometimes, all the time. They become the first thing on your mind when you wake up and the last thing before you sleep. You check your phone more than you want to admit. You replay conversations. You analyze tone, timing, silence. You read between lines that might not even exist. Your mood starts depending on them. A message from them can lift your entire day. Silence from them can quietly ruin it. And you tell yourself, this must be love, because it's intense, because it consumes you, because it feels bigger than anything you've known. But here's what no one tells you. Love doesn't take over your identity. Obsession does. Love lets you exist outside of them. Obsession slowly erases you. You stop focusing on your own life. Your goals fade into the background. Your routines shift without you noticing. Your thoughts orbit them. And you don't see it as losing yourself. You see it as caring. You call it deep love. But it's not depth. It's dependence. That's not love. And that confusion didn't start here. It started earlier than you think. Most of what you call love is familiar pain in disguise. Think about it. Think about the last person you couldn't stop thinking about, the one who made your heart race but also made you anxious. Was it love? Or was it the feeling of almost being chosen? That space where you're not secure but not rejected either, where hope keeps you attached, where small signs feel like progress, where you tell yourself, maybe, this time, why are you drawn to people who are distant, unpredictable, unavailable? Why does calm feel empty but chaos feels alive? It's not random. Your brain isn't looking for love. It's looking for what it already understands. If you grew up having to earn attention, if affection was inconsistent, if you had to read the room just to feel safe, then your brain learned something specific. Love equals uncertainty. Love equals effort. Love equals chasing. So when you meet someone who triggers that pattern, your brain reacts instantly, not because it's right, because it's familiar. And familiarity feels like truth, even when it hurts you. That's why you confuse anxiety for attraction. That tight feeling in your chest, the overthinking, the constant urge to check your phone. You don't label it as stress, you call it love, because your body doesn't know the difference. It just knows this matters. And it's been happening for years, quietly, unnoticed, so you lean in, you invest more, you give more, you try harder, you ignore what doesn't feel right. The delays, the mixed signals, the inconsistency, you explain them away. You protect the illusion, because seeing it clearly would break it. And deep down, you don't want that. You want it to work. You want them to choose you. You're not trying to love them. You're trying to win them. And winning feels like validation. Proof that you're enough. That you're finally worth choosing. That someone will finally stay. That's where obsession really begins. Not with them, with you. With the part of you that believes love has to be earned. That believes if you just give more, try more, understand more, you'll finally be enough. So you become hyper-aware. You analyze everything, every word, every pause, every shift in tone. You notice when they reply differently, when they take longer, when something feels slightly off, and instead of questioning them, you question yourself. What did I do wrong? What should I say differently? How do I fix this? So you start adjusting. You hold back what you want to say. You become more agreeable, more patient, more available. You reshape yourself just to keep their attention. And you don't even realize it's happening because it feels like effort. And effort feels like love. That's the trap. But here's the darker part. Obsession isn't just wanting someone. It's needing them to feel okay. That's why their approval feels like relief, and their distance feels like panic. Not just discomfort, panic. Because when they pull away, it doesn't just feel like you're losing them. It feels like something inside you is collapsing, like you're being abandoned all over again. And that's not love. That's dependency. Love doesn't make you question your worth every time someone goes quiet. Love doesn't keep you on edge. Love doesn't make you feel like everything could disappear at any moment. Love is stable, and stability to you might feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable. No chase, no guessing, no emotional highs and crashes, just consistency, just presence, just someone who shows up the same way again and again, and your brain doesn't know what to do with that. So it calls it boring. It says something is missing, but nothing is missing. What's missing is chaos, and chaos is what you've been calling love your whole life. You were taught this. You didn't choose it. That's the trap. You don't fall for people who are right for you. You fall for people who activate something unresolved inside you. Something old, something you never fully faced. An obsession grows there. It feeds on uncertainty. It thrives on mixed signals. It keeps you hooked with just enough attention and just enough distance, so you stay. Even when you're confused, even when you're drained, even when a part of you knows this isn't right. You stay, you wait, you hope. You tell yourself if you just try a little harder, they'll finally choose you. But the truth is you're not building love. You're trying to fix a wound, and they're just where it shows. That's why even when it hurts, you can't let go. Because letting go doesn't just mean losing them. It means facing the part of you that feels unchosen, the part that feels unseen, the part that still asks, why wasn't I enough? And that's harder. So you hold on, even when it drains you, even when it changes you, even when you barely recognize yourself anymore. Because obsession convinces you that losing them is worse than losing yourself. But that's the lie, the quiet, dangerous lie you've been living in. And once you see it, really see it, everything starts to shift. You begin to notice how much of your love was actually fear. Fear of being alone, fear of not being enough, fear of not being chosen. And once you see that, you can't unsee it. You start questioning the patterns, the people you're drawn to, the dynamics you repeat, the version of yourself you become around them. And slowly you begin to understand something most people never do. Real love doesn't make you prove your worth. It doesn't ask you to shrink. It doesn't make you anxious. It doesn't consume you. It doesn't feel like something you have to fight for. It feels like peace, quiet, stable, consistent. And yes, at first that kind of love might feel unfamiliar, maybe even uncomfortable, because you're used to intensity, used to chasing, used to wondering. But that's not love. That's conditioning. And the moment you separate the two, you stop chasing people who confuse you. You stop attaching to people who make you question yourself. You stop calling anxiety love, and you start choosing something different, something clearer, something calmer, something real. Because you finally understand this. If it feels like you're losing yourself, it was never love.